Maggie Gyllenhaal has a dazzling career with wide-ranging roles in movies from Secretary to Dark Knight to Crazy Heart, which got her an Oscar nomination this year. She is back now on the big screen. She'll be there tomorrow as a harried mother of three who gets a magical visitor, and Nanny McPhee returns.
You must be exhausted. Do sit down. I'm making some tea. Sorry, I haven't got any biscuits. No one's got any biscuits. You know that. Are they all right up there? Are they sharing?
Yes, they're sharing very nicely. Indeed, they came up with all the arrangements for themselves.
But that's a miracle. What did you... How on earth did you do it?
Maggie Gyllenhaal joins us now. Good morning. It's such a sweet, you're smiling watching that scene. It's a great movie. But your character, Isabel, is this woman that I think so many women can relate to. She's a frazzled mother of three. Her husband's off fighting a war, and she's trying just to put food on the table.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm a mother of one trying to, manage a career and being a mother and a house and a marriage, and even just with one child, it's sometimes
exhausting.
Completely overwhelming, and you don't know how you're going to manage it. And so she's got 3 kids and 2 other kids who come to visit, and like you said, she's doing it alone. And she literally has a bird's nest in her hair at one point in the movie,
So clearly she's neglecting a few things that she can't quite focus on. Is that what drew you to the movie? Because some people would say this is really a departure for you in terms of your past work.
Well, a couple things drew me. I mean, Emma, who I'd worked with on Stranger Than Fiction, definitely drew me to the movie. She's just such an incredible woman, and she wrote a really pretty incredible script. I cried a couple of times when I first read it. And also, I did really like the idea that, Mrs. Green is really overwhelmed, flailing, even failing sometimes, and yet she's still the heroine, and she's still a good mom. And
she's still very loving.
Yeah, and the idea that that kind of old-fashioned idea that you have to be able to do everything, from the 80s, the 70s, 80s, you have to be, if you're going to be a working mom, you have to do everything perfectly, I think is so awful and such a fantasy. It's impossible, and I like that in this movie they kind of say, you can't do everything perfectly. It's impossible. Being a parent is meant to overwhelm you.
Which most parents, I think, would relate to. And there's, you mentioned Emma Thompson also drew you to it. You two have actually become pretty good friends.
Yeah.
And you at one point, I think, spoke to her about this, and she said to you, look, just forget that idea of trying to have it all.
Yeah, there was one day, I was just married when I made this movie. In fact, we started rehearsal, I went and got married, came back and shot the movie after our honeymoon. And so I was just married, didn't have a nanny, pretty little baby, the center of this movie, and Emma just was like, I just had one day where I just burst into tears in the makeup trailer, which is not like me. I definitely kind of try to keep it all together. And Emma just said, she's also someone who tries to keep it all together, and it doesn't work, and it will not work, and it'll ruin your life to try to keep it all together, It's like you will drop the ball no matter what. That's part of being a human being. And I guess I always thought that was true. I sort of knew that somewhere, but I didn't live that way. Yeah. And I'm trying to live that way now.
Sometimes it's a little easier, though, when you get that okay from someone that you really do look up to and
yes,
admire.
Yes, that's true.
Which is great. As you mentioned, she wrote a really wonderful script. I mean, the movie is fun, and it's heartwarming, it's endearing. And there are some really cute scenes. One of my favorites, I understand, you didn't even see until you actually screened it, which was the synchronized swimming pigs.
Yeah, well, no, I didn't. I wasn't in that scene. And of course, when they shot it, oh, they're showing it right now. Yeah, it's so
it's adorable.
When they shot it, there weren't actually synchronized swimming pigs. Obviously, that was CGI'd. So, no, I didn't see it until the screening. And actually, last night, I sat with a great girlfriend on one side and my husband on the other side, and I looked at their faces during the pig part, and they were both like children, kind of tears in their eyes, looking at this kind of, this just delightful thing.
It is.
Yeah.
It really, I think it's a perfect word to describe it as delightful. That and the baby elephant, which we saw a little bit of, is also really sweet.
Yes.
Your brother, Jake, of course, is also a very talented actor, and he said this about you: I'm just trying to catch up to her. That must really mean a lot coming from not just someone who is a talented actor in your field, but your brother.
Yeah. I love my brother. I was just talking to my brother on that video chat
on
that
Skype?
You can know on on an iPhone.
Oh, the new one.
Which was blowing my mind. He was like, Peter has an iPhone. Let's do that video chat thing. I was just talking to him last night, and looking at his face, and he's in California. I just spent a lot of time with my family, and I really do adore him, you know. But yeah, he's my little brother, so I don't know if little brothers always feel that way. Like, you know, even though you're adults, you know, you always feel a little younger. Or I still feel like his big sister,
Right.
even though we're very
His
close
protector.
in age. Yeah, a little,
love that.
yeah. I do, yeah.
It's great. So what's next for you? Do you get to take a little break?
Yeah, a little break, and then we're going to go to London. I'm going to do a movie about the guy who inadvertently invented the vibrator at the turn of the last century.
That would be a little bit of a change from playing Mrs. Green.
Yeah. More like my previous work, maybe.
Right.
And then I'm going to do a movie with my husband.
Which we will be looking for. Such a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in this morning, Maggie.
Thanks.
And of course, the movie is Nanny McPhee Returns. It opens tomorrow across the country.